Welcome in 17s to Emory Healthcare Studio. The wait is almost over, and in less than 20 minutes, you, the 17s, are going to get an exclusive look at some of the first competitive touches from Atlanta United in this brand new Tata Martino era. I'm your host, Joe Freihofer, to take us through all of the high-flying action today. There's only one man for this job. All-time leader in appearances for Atlanta United, Five Stripes and USMNT legend. We've got with us the newest Atlanta United club ambassador and sporting advisor, Brad Guzan. First appearance in the studio, Goose. Welcome in. Thrilled to be with you today. What excites you most about this new adventure that's on your horizon?
Well, first, thanks for having me. It's exciting to be in here with you, Joe. And yeah, the adventure that awaits me, I'm excited to be able to see what goes on behind the scenes to make Atlanta United such a successful football club off the field, right? We understand that on-field product is first and foremost the most important, but there's obviously a lot of people that put in a lot of hard work behind the scenes to make Atlanta United what it is. And so being able to learn from different departments, from scouting, from data, from recruitment, all these different areas to help on the sporting side to put together a team that we as fans and you know, supporters of this beautiful club that we all call Atlanta United, that we can all be proud of.
And selfishly, on the content side, too, this is absolute rocket fuel to have you in here as well. It's huge. Now, talk to us about Tata Ball. Of course, coming in today, first few competitive minutes, but these guys have been away down in Miami at FIU for that first leg of preseason. We touched on it last night with the 17s in that live call, those double days that we've been hearing about. Just how intense are those preseason days under Tata Martino?
They are, right? They're intense, they're hard, and that's what Tata wants. He wants to set a foundation, a base to be able to evolve as the season goes on. And listen, the double days, they're not easy. They, like I said, they are intense. But Tata's also going to be able to find out what we're made of as individuals and as a team. And so early days, he's going to be feeling out the players. The players will obviously be taking on the tactics and the information that Tata and his staff are giving them. And so today is a great opportunity to be able to go out and try and put it all together.
As you said, it's a beautiful day for Five Stripes footy as we take a look, 17s. Here's Field 3, where we're all getting set for Atlanta United taking on the Lexington Sporting Club. Brad, of course, you're on the other side of things now, but as a player, what's that mentality like going into a match like this with new tactics, new teammates, and getting your first competitive touches today?
The first preseason game is always exciting because it gives you an opportunity to kick other people as opposed to your teammates that you've been doing throughout preseason. And so it allows these guys to, one, open up their legs, hopefully be able to gain some fitness, right, in terms of match fitness. You can always try and recreate that in training and in different fitness exercises, but there's nothing like a match. And then a bit of chemistry. We want to see that bond, that relationship amongst individuals start to develop, and it starts in games like today.
Well, this, of course, is going to be a set of 90 minutes total. Right there behind us is where everything's going to go down. This is the first of 4 total friendlies in this preseason. Now, today's match is going to be comprised of 2 halves. We've got 45 minutes each. We'll have a 15-minute halftime. And then, of course, it's against Lexington Sporting Club. That's the side who finished just outside of the playoff line last season in the USL Championship. So, Brad, nobody knows this high-octane Tata Ball better than you. Of course, we'll break it down here a little bit later, but you touched on it. Verticality, constant work rate, and making sure that everybody presses together. What could that shape look like for this first 11 from Tata Martino today?
Yeah, I think, you know, when Tata obviously looks at his team and his players, I think we could probably look to see a 4-3-3, but more importantly than the shape, I think it is going to be just that. It's going to be the habits of individuals, the reactions on the field, the understanding tactically what they've been working on throughout preseason, and now being able to implement that into a game setting. And listen, we expect that to be high octane, that high intensity pressing. Yes, that's for the attacking players, but also in the back line. And I don't think Tata is going to be looking to see guys in mid-season form, and so I think he will want to develop a bit of a base and an understanding and saying, hey, we're hard to play against, but at the same time, when it's time to go, we're going, and when we go, we're going with intensity.
Campeones Cup winners, U.S. Open Cup winners, MLS Cup winners, the blueprint is there, and it works, so we'll get the first look here today. Now let's hear from one of the guys on the squad. We'll kick it to center back Enea Mihai, who spoke to media not long ago and what he expects to see from the group, and a little bit of, as he said, that corazón that he hopes to see from Tata and the guys.
Yesterday, or 2 days ago, Miguel and Emmanuel both described last season as strange, difficult. You know, Emmanuel said that he learned to suffer as well. What do you take away from last season that you think will change now in 2026? And just individually for you, I know you're preparing for a World Cup playoff. Well, how does that change your preparation right now in January?
I try not to think too far, about the World Cup qualification. I try to work day by day, understand very well what the new coach is asking for us, and also, from last season, what I take is it's not enough doing the tactical work or doing what asking the manager. Is we need to put the manager say corazón, the heart. We need to put the heart also. So whatever we do in the pitch, we have to believe, and we need to sacrifice for each other and for each ball. And I think this is gonna be the secret for the success this season.
And Mike Conti and Jason Longshore here in the broadcast booth, getting ready to call this afternoon's friendly. Jason, I think Enea is really going to be a very key factor for Atlanta United here, especially in the early parts of the season, now that he's had a full offseason to train with this team.
Yeah, I think Enea Mikai, and we had the chance to speak to him earlier in preseason, it's a big 2026 for Enea as you see the team getting ready for the match there. Enea is trying to get into the Albanian side for World Cup qualifying playoff matches. That's in March. That's not far away. So he wants to start the season very strong. But I think we've heard from him. We've talked to Matt Edwards as well. We heard from Miguel Almiron as well in preseason. That idea of putting everything emotionally into it this season is such a key early on. And I think at times, we've seen this team have ups and downs. I think if you have that emotional edge in the team, you're going to want this group, you're going to have this group be just a little more stable, a little more resilient. And with the kind of calendar that you're dealing with in 2026 and all the different things happening on and off the field this year, you're going to have to be resilient.
And you're going to have to accelerate the preparation starting today, go to Texas, play 3 matches, and it's hard to imagine, but 3 weeks from tomorrow, we're in Cincinnati for the start of the MLS season. This is always the awkward part of the preseason where it's not always about tactics, it's more about building that foundation of fitness, but I am a little curious to see if we're going to maybe get a hint of a tactical wrinkle or two today.
Yeah, it's not about tactics, it's about principles. I think what you're looking for, and Brad touched on it just a little bit ago, it'll be a 4-3-3 shape more often than not, but it won't always be that, depending on form, depending on availability, depending on injuries, depending on situations. And a 4-3-3 can look very different depending on the personnel that are being used in it. So I think what I'm looking for is more the principles of play, the build-up, how smooth is it, how does the communication look, and the pressing, how coordinated is it? Does the team look like the Atlanta United team that we want to see? I think the idea of what Tata Martino's teams looked like in 2017 and 18, it looked different game 1 in 2017 than it did the final game in 2018. So that evolution and those things will change tactically. It's the principles of the way he wants to play that are going to be the key, no matter what the shape is.
The group you're looking at now, this will be Atlanta United's first group today for what we expect to be the first half, the first 45 minutes, and then we expect to see maybe a different group in the second half today. This is our preseason disclaimer, though. Don't read too much into the starting lineup in the first preseason friendly. This is going to evolve.
It's who's available today. It's who's feeling good for this now, and it is about fitness while developing those principles of play. You want them to look consistent first half to second half, but the personnel will be a little different.
Okay, that's all from the commentary box for now. Let's go back to Joe and Brad.
All right, Mike and Jason, thank you so much. Now, here's another aspect of what makes atlutd.com/live the best place to be pre-90 minutes. It's time now for Brad Guzan to dive a bit deeper in today's possible 11s under head coach Tata Martino's staff. We're going to take a look, Brad, at your 3 impact players for today and kick it off in a spot on the field that you know quite well. Of course, you've got the boots that are impossible to fill between the 3 sticks, but the 5 stripes went out and they added some pretty solid experience. 36-year-old Argentinian Lucas Nicolas Hoyos is going to be joining from Newell's Old Boys. He comes in with the Sudamericana Copa Libertadores experience as well to hopefully have those sharp feet and play out in the spine of the team.
Yeah, you talk about the experience of the position of goalkeeper, right? And Lucas is a guy who has just that. You talked about the games and the competitions that he's been a part of, that he's played in. He's played in big matches. And with someone of his experience, you hope that not only is he able to come in, find his feet, feel comfortable within the group, but also then start to take a little bit of a leadership role with the other goalkeepers, right? Somebody like Jaden, who we saw at the end of last year and what he's able to bring to the group and where he's at in terms of his development. Being able to work with someone like Lucas, I think, is only going to help not only the goalkeeping core, but also the team in general.
Miguel Almiron, he loves to always have the ball run through his feet in the run of play, and he's going to be another guy to watch today. 6 goals and 7 assists last season. He's looked like the leader of the Wolfpack so far in this preseason.
And leader he is, right? He's going to have everyone else looking to him for his guidance on the field, on the ball, off the ball, and everyone is going to be looking at him to see what can he bring to the group, what can he bring to the team. It's going to be a big 2026 for him. Obviously, he's got an important summer coming up, helping Paraguay qualify for the World Cup. And so he's going to want to get off to a great start throughout this preseason into the start of the regular season. But he's someone that we expect really big things from come 2026.
First World Cup for his Paraguay since 2010 as well. It's a flying year for Miguel. All right, let's go now to our final player to watch, Brad. He came in the summer window of last season. Steven Alzate, 2 assists and 7 starts. He can be silky and could be that fill-in 6 for the remainder of the year.
He absolutely can be. And we saw his quality on the ball last year, right? And now having an entire year under his belt in terms of preseason, being in from day one, understanding what the manager is asking for in terms of tactically. He is someone that can help control that midfield, can get forward, can help defend, can control the tempo of the game. And I think he certainly has the ability to do that as an individual, but now it's about collectively with the other midfielders around him, but also the attacking players, creating more chances, being on that front foot.
Well, it's time now to look at that full collective. This is going to be the first starting 11 for Tata Martino in this 2026 era. As we take a look behind us here, Field 3 is getting ready. This is how we shape up, Brad.
Yeah, and our eyes are immediately drawn to the attacking players. And someone like Alexi Miguel, we've heard about how the chemistry has improved throughout preseason. Hopefully we get to see that today. You add someone like Luke, that's a dangerous front three. And if we can get these guys clicking together and understanding a chemistry, I think it's exciting times in terms of scoring goals.
Something that also catches the eyes as well, we haven't touched on him too much yet, the new arrival, Tomas Jakob, 55 there. He's played so many positions at Necaxa in preseason as well. Let's see how he fits into this new side. That's the starting 11. That's Brad Guzan. I'm Joe Freihofer. This has been your friendly preview right here from Emory Healthcare Studio. And again, this is so exciting as we now see, looking at that attacking 3-2, Brad, Alexi Miranchuk could be filling a very interesting role, linking up with young Luke Brennan up there in the attack too today.
Yeah, like I said, we want to see that chemistry, that cohesion, that understanding of different movements, especially in from the attacking three. Like you said, Luke is someone that burst onto the scene last year, and his ability now to stretch defenses, get in beyond them, and create a little bit more space, hopefully for whether that's Alexi playing down as a potential false 9, or you've got Miguel kind of roaming in that free role a little bit. It's going to be an exciting first half.
So much vision and ability with that final pass as well. So I cannot wait to see how this shakes up. It's time now as we're getting ready for the first 90 of 2026 here this preseason. Let's kick it now to that signature sound of Five Stripes football. Waiting there is Mike Conti and Jason Longshore. Fellas, take it away.
All right, Joe, Brad, thank you very much. I think Brad's going to be pretty good at this.
He's got a little bit of experience doing this already.
2 45-minute halves today. We are at the Atlanta United Emory Healthcare Studio in Marietta, and this will be the group that will start the match today for Atlanta United. Playing against Lexington Soccer Club. As Joe mentioned, they finished just outside the playoffs last year, 9th in the USL Championship West. This will be, I think, a very good first test, though, Jason, for Atlanta United, because you're going to hear a lot of familiar names that we'll call out with Lexington today.
Yeah, but this is a Lexington team as well that has been very aggressive in the build for this season. They are spending money in terms of record amounts in the USL Championship. And one of those players that they have brought over aggressively this season is Philip Goodrum, who starred for Atlanta United too. before his move into the USL Championship, where he's been very successful. Nick Firmino as well, who had an amazing season with Atlanta United too, earned himself a professional contract. One of my favorite memories of the last few years was his goal against NYC late to rescue a result in his MLS debut. Firmino and Goodrum expected to be up top for Lexington as they really go aggressively to try to win the USL Championship this year.
They will begin their season with a matchup against Louisville, intrastate derby, and then play Sacramento and Brooklyn, all home matches to begin the season. For Lexington, their coach, Masaka Hemi, who was actually in charge of the Lexington women's side in the USL Super League for the second half of 2025 and then moved over to the men's side. Meanwhile, you see Atlanta United's group making their final preparations and our officiating crew here at Marietta, a closed-door match, but we're glad to bring you behind closed doors and present this stream of Atlanta United and Lexington SC as Miguel Almiron wears the captain's armband for Atlanta United today.
Atlanta will be in the gray tops and black shorts, black socks. Lexington in the black and gray. Yes, very small numbers, as you can see on the shorts, so bear with us today in terms of player identification at times.
That appears to be Aaron Malloy of Lexington,
Yes.
someone who we're familiar with because we saw him in the U.S. Open Cup with Charleston Battery 2 years ago. A very, very good player.
Saw him with Memphis as well before that. He's been one of the top midfielders in the USL Championship. Another one of those big-time additions. Lexington has been very aggressive. I'm really impressed with how Lexington is built and how they're going to build this team with Firmino and Goodrum and Malloy behind them. It's going to be defensively how they look, and that's what we'll be looking to see today.
Moments away from kickoff. That is Philip Goodrum, former Atlanta United draft pick, drafted in 2020. 33 appearances for Atlanta United 2. He'll kick off for Lexington as both sides begin their slate of preseason friendlies this afternoon. And an early test for Pedro Amador for Atlanta United to head it out for a throw. With this being a closed-door match, we'll perhaps be able to eavesdrop a little bit on both sides as they communicate with each other. And forming chemistry and communicating, very, very important for both of these teams here with their regular seasons to start in just a few weeks as Amador draws the foul for Atlanta United.
Marcus Epps got the hand up on Amador's shoulder, yanked him down. You see Lexington trying to attack down that right side quickly through Epps.
Epps, formerly of New York Red Bulls, drafted by Philadelphia Union in 2017. A little bit of a high press look here for Lexington, and now Lucas Hoyos, the newly acquired goalkeeper for Atlanta United out of Newell's Old Boys, most recently also played for Velez, 36 years old. And Lexington playing back to their goalkeeper, a familiar face as well, Oliver Zemla. So foul is drawn.
Alzate with the push in the back. I think the thing to watch for Atlanta with Alexei Miranchuk in that false nine kind of role today, making sure there are enough runners getting into the attacking third. Luke Brennan, Miguel Almiron are going to have to make runs into those spaces where a different nine might make a different run.
Miranchuk pestering Semla. Atlanta United trying to dig the ball free in the attacking third. We're seeing a little bit of the return of the Peachtree press here in the early going. And Atlanta United, Alzate had it but lost it. And offside on Lexington. So Atlanta United with the free kick, playing two 45-minute halves in this preseason friendly. We expect, although we have not really been told, but we expect that Tata Martino there will deploy this group for 45 minutes and then may deploy a second group in the second 45 minutes.
What you would expect this stage of preseason, 45 minutes, kind of the max at the moment for guys. You don't want to overburden them yet. A couple of players day-to-day right now unavailable in Latte Lat and Saba Lobjanidze.
It's played back by Amador. You have Varacol and Mahai anchoring the back line here for Atlanta United.
That's one of the interesting elements in the preseason build is Tomas Jakob is that 6 right now. Very versatile player. He's played as a right-sided center back in a 3. He's played as a right back, but he's also played as a 6 with Newell's Old Boys and with Necaxa. Today he is filling that role. It's going to be interesting to see how he interprets it. Being more of a defender, will he push up at times? How will he be on the ball? Because as Tata Martino said to me earlier in preseason, he wants to have his team be protagonists. He wants them to have the ball to dictate the way the game plays out. Got to be clean with the ball in that 6 role.
Well, Jakob did a nice job playing out of traffic there, and it's creating an opportunity here that Alzate gets started for Atlanta United. Played through to Luke Brennan. Right away at the near post, and Lexington able to draw a foul against Jakob.
It's a smart foul from Jakob because Hernandez and Amador were both pressed up high. His team is going to get numbers forward from what we just saw in that sequence, but you can't let an opponent turn and go. You have to take that foul at times. As the game goes on and you start worrying about cards a little bit more, you've got to be careful in those moments on potential counters the other way.
Free kick for Aaron Malloy. Went to an elite academic institution.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about Malloy and Lexington, you know, they will be very cerebral, but as we said, this is a Lexington side. Firmino and Goodrum, familiar faces to us with Atlanta United. Might see Latif Blessing a little later on, used to play for LAFC, so this is a good early test here for the Five Stripes as Tristan Moyamba gets his first and now second touch of the match. Lexington is able to win the ball and play back towards the goal of Zemla.
Lexington in a 4-4-2 from how it was described to us to start with Blaine Ferry and Aaron Malloy holding things down in the middle of the park.
Hoyos backing up to his line here, and that was a very tidy cleanup by Mahai.
It's a good read from Hoyos. No need to be too aggressive coming out there. He saw that he had cover. Those are the kind of little things you look for. Good communication between two players who had never played together before today. Just training.
Hoyos very experienced, had 2 runs with Newell's from 2010 to 2015 and again from 2023 to 2025.
So many Newell's connections in Atlanta United with Tata Martino, obviously a legend at Newell's Old Boys. Tomas Jakob started there before his move to Liga MX last season where he played the Apertura for Necaxa. We saw him in Leagues Cup. It's a club that is very well known for its development of talent.
Ronald Hernandez, glad to have him back for Atlanta United, playing it through, but Almiron is offside.
Timing. Wanted it a little bit quicker there, but it's just timing at this stage.
Miguel Almiron, season 2 of his second run for Atlanta United. Last year, 6 goals and 7 assists in 31 starts for Atlanta United. Playing for the long diagonal here. Hernandez tries to run this down to the far corner. They're going to get a cross in, but Hoyos has it covered.
Good cross from Adedokun on that left side.
Michael Adedokun was the Mack Herman Trophy winner at Ohio State. That's basically the Heisman Trophy for collegiate soccer. First round pick by Montreal last year and is now with Lexington.
This Lexington team talent-wise in the front six is as good as you're going to find in the USL Championship. Oliver Simley brings some experience as well from the next level, but this team will and should score goals this season.
Good connection by Amador to Almiron. He'll play it through to Ronald Hernandez. And Miggy, who is so good at playing out of tight spaces, is able to successfully do so there. And it back, though, to Zemla. Well handled by Lexington. That threat by Atlanta United, probably their most promising in the match so far. Here is Alzate stepping up. And in there to dig the ball away is Jacob. Almiron, Moyamba.
And there's Jacob sliding over to the right side of play. So he's very comfortable. That's what you get with better call with Mihai and Jacob. They can all interchange in those pressing moments with the way they read the game and their experience. They can all interchange in those moments.
The sequence really all started with Miguel Almiron doing a nice job winning the ball back. A little shirt tug there, no foul, and play on. Moyamba, though, manages to deflect that, and Atlanta United in possession again. A good play by Tristan.
Great work by Moyamba to win that back. Silky moves from Moranchuk in the middle of the park.
Almiron trying to win it back after losing it in a 1v2. Malloy successful, though, for Lexington. 10 minutes into this preseason friendly. 90 minutes today. And Lexington earning the free kick inside of center circle. This is Malloy. Atlanta United wins it back. Countering now. Luke Brennan. He'll carry it into the box. Luke Brennan. And the first goal of the preseason scored by Alexei Moranchuk for Atlanta United.
Moranchuk just stays with it as Brennan drives into the 18, makes something happen. It doesn't come off clean, but Brennan being aggressive on the dribble, creating this opportunity. You see it again here. Brennan cutting in, it gets deflected, and it falls to Moranchuk at the top of the six. He's going to bury that every single time. Good start to the preseason for Atlanta United.
Alexei, 6 goals in the 2025 season and 33 appearances. And Atlanta United's got the 1-0 lead here in the first 10 minutes.
It's created by Brennan. Again, he's not going to get an assist because it deflected, but Luke Brennan driving at defenders, that's something he's going to have to do consistently this season.
Amador knocking that down to Brennan again. This time Luke dispossessed from behind.
It's good work by Epps, tracking back.
And the pressure forces the turnover here, and is Tristan Moyamba working it over to Miguel Almiron.
It's typical this time of preseason where you're not as sharp as you'd like to be with the ball. Defense is a little bit ahead of offense right now at this stage of preseason because defense is about that work, about the effort. We'll see if it can maintain through 45 minutes because that's going to be the physical test of today. But on the ball, you haven't had as many reps. You're not quite as sharp as you would like to be.
One defended cross for Hoyos, pretty much the only work he has had to this point. As Barakal We'll reverse it to Mihai to clear.
Like that pass from Anea Mihai.
And a good hit here by Moranchuk to start an attempt here for Luke Brennan.
Jacob Green defending Brennan.
Alzate. Jacob. Hernandez. Pretty well handled by Lexington, all things considered. That will stay in play and will be steered back to Hoyos, who comes off his line. Mihai rolling it up to Hernandez. He returns it to Mihai.
So with today's shape and kind of having the false nine in Moranchuk, Alzate, Muyumba, and Jacob are all a little bit more of holding central midfielders. You don't really have a true 10. Moranchuk drops into that space.
Off the turnover, a Adedokun for Lexington. Dangerous player. That was marked well by Jacob and headed away by Amador. Finally cleared by Alzate, but not fully out of danger. And now Zemla comes way off his line to start another attack for Lexington. The Atlanta United goal by Alexei Moranchuk on an attack started by a nice drive by Luke Brennan. Adedokun. Well defended again by Atlanta United. Malloy now. Offside plea. The flag stays down. Cross opportunity perhaps here for Adedokun, although he's closed down quickly.
Firmino making the late run to the top of the six. He was picked up.
Barakal, Moyamba, and now Mihai. And this time the foul is earned by Anea Mihai for Atlanta United.
Mihai really taking a leadership role on in that back line right now, and you'd expect that with his experience from Portugal, with Famalicão coming here to Atlanta last year. I think you saw him kind of ease into a locker room that was already pretty well established. But Chris Henderson talked about it early on in preseason. Now there is a opportunity for new leaders' voices to emerge. And I think Anea Mihai is going to be one of those voices that you see a lot and you hear a lot.
Good run here by Amador. The cutback to Almiron. Luke Brennan. Moyamba playing that through to Amador. The cutback and then parried over the post on the shot by Zemla. He did not get a piece. It was over the bar by Amador, and it's goal kick.
Great interplay with Brennan and Amador and Muyumba in that midfield. Pedro dropped it back. Miguel Almiron just couldn't quite get over that one running through. Fullbacks very high and aggressive, joining into the attack so far for Atlanta United in the first 16 minutes.
Adedokun stuffed in the far corner, and the foul earned on a good play by Ronald Hernandez.
Adedokun loves to find that 1v1. Ronald Hernandez stood him up that time. In the battle to win it back, Adedokun caught him. Hernandez re-signing for this season. He was out of contract at the end of last year. Another player from that leadership perspective that I think we will notice a lot and we will hear a lot from. That's a little bit of what you're looking for in a game like today. One, you can actually hear some of the comments, but two, you're looking for who steps up in moments. Steven Alzate stepping up to win the ball back there after a turnover.
Hernandez trying to play long, and that is dummied through to Moranchuk.
Good idea. Just didn't quite come off.
Moy and Bud getting back quickly along with Brennan. And Brennan really pestering Marcus Epps, stopping that counter. Very good start to this match by Luke Brennan.
Ferry swings it over to Dylan Acal.
Cal is a trialist for Lexington, a trialist that we are allowed to identify, which
Yes.
we appreciate.
A different category of trialist today. Yeah, big thanks to everybody with Lexington for all the help getting ready for this one.
Well-run club. Really well-run club, men's and women's. Really exciting to see in the state of Kentucky, one of your former home states. In fact, Lexington, one of your former hometowns.
If this game was being played in Athens, it would be the three places that I've lived the longest. So, yes, I have a personal interest in this match.
But exciting to see both on the men's and women's side. Lexington, Louisville. The health of soccer is very, very good in Kentucky right now as Almiron is called offside.
Well, the Lexington fans watching don't want you to give Louisville any praise at the moment, so we will avoid talking about that purple team.
How about that to start, by the way?
I love it.
Jump right. That's like Atlanta United jumping right out and playing Orlando.
I love it. Well, Louisville and Orlando have some ties, so, you know.
More than just shared color scheme.
Yeah, you know. We can be united after today in our dislike of the color purple. But yeah, it's been great to see. I mean, I lived in Lexington for 5 years and played in Lexington, and the growth of the game it's just so much bigger than it was then. To see the investment that Lexington SC has put in on youth, men's, women's, the game is growing so fast in Kentucky, and I just love to see it.
Philip Goodrum drawing the foul. And Pedro Amador will drop back for this free kick, which will be taken by Aaron Malloy of Lexington. 20 minutes into the match. An Alexei Moranchuk goal, giving Atlanta United the 1-0 lead. Goodrum. Oh, hits the bar. A good attempt by Goodrum, and cleared out of danger for a corner by Ronald Hernandez.
Great turn and hit from Philip Goodrum off the underside of the bar and straight down. About 20 yards. Hernandez cleans it up.
So for the first time today, we'll see Atlanta United defending a corner. And they're going to play short. Adedakun up top to Malloy. Doesn't come off. Had Goodrum in a good position near the penalty spot, but it'll be goal kick to Atlanta United.
Aaron Malloy is the last person you want to see with that kind of service. Just such a good ball, Malloy. That's a designed corner there by Lexington. Get some tickets for the home opener if you scan that QR code in the right corner of your screen. Get those tickets now. Just a very short period of time till we're back at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
First two matches will be on the road for Atlanta United at Cincinnati in 3 weeks, and then 4 weeks from now in San Jose, and then 3 home matches after that, starting the first weekend in March.
On grass at Mercedes-Benz Stadium as well.
So much exciting features as the World Cup comes to Atlanta this year. We'll get to see that up close and personal very, very soon. Good ball by Hoyos to find Amador. Left flank's working pretty well here for Atlanta United. Here's Luke Brennan again. And Brennan gets to the end line against his man and put a threatening cross in. Amador's going to win that back. Ronald Hernandez. Jacob.
It's another time that Jacob drifts to the right side of the two center backs in that build-up.
Luke Brennan earns the foul on Marcus Epps. Beg pardon, that was Jacob Green, who came out of the DC United Academy. Jacob Green, 22-year-old.
Saw Green with DC United play on the left side quite a bit. He's on the right here today. Lobbying efforts on that call don't go his way. Building up with three in the back with Better Call and Mihai and Jacob.
Jacob on it now. Good job by Moranchuk to get the knockdown, but could not keep it in play. And Lexington will play quickly off the throw, and that is very well read by Mihai. Malloy winning it back, though, for Lexington. Malloy garnered the highest intra-league transfer fee in USL history, coming over from Charleston to Lexington. Amador sending it up to Brennan. Miguel Almiron for Alexei Moranchuk. Already has scored once. Ronald Hernandez. Almiron, good tackle, the rebound loose, and Zemla's got it.
Zemla made a big save on Moranchuk, who almost had a second. Another look at the whole sequence here. Hernandez with the cross, knocked away. Moranchuk running through. Good left-footed shot that Zemla got down to parry.
Good rim rushing. Barakal here. Hoyos. Malloy. Adeda Kuhn. Knocked away again by Mihai. Malloy able to scoop that off to the left flank, though, and Adeda Kuhn again. Flag is down as this is floated towards the back post, and a good read by Hoyos.
Good distribution.
Luke Brennan looking for support as he drives again and does not draw the foul this time on Green.
Good defending by Green. Brennan and Green, that's been a good matchup on this left side for Atlanta. Green gets the better of it that time. Loose touch from Adeda Kuhn.
And Mihai will give that to Jacob. Thomas Jacob, 21 years old, played for Newell's and then went to Necaxa last year. There's a giveaway by Moyamba. Chance here for Lexington, Adeda Kuhn. That shot blocked, though, by Jacob. Adeda Kuhn back on it. Moyamba wins the ball back. That's one thing about Tristan. Occasionally he will turn it over, but he always digs the ball back, or at least puts in an honest effort to.
Look, that's where this team is and where they need to be going forward is you have to be aggressive with the ball. You do want possession, but you have to look for those opportunities, those passes forward. They're not all going to come off. That's fine. You have to trust in the team's ability, you leading that effort if you turn the ball over. You have to trust in the team's ability to win the ball back. Can't play safe. Got to see this team be aggressive with the ball and then aggressive without it to win it back.
Ronald Hernandez and a big save by Zemla.
Good work again by Atlanta United. Hernandez makes the long run up the right side. Moranchuk leaves it for him. That's a blast with the right foot that Simla is able to get to.
Atlanta United now gets their first corner of the match. Miggy to send it in. Looking for the knockdown from Alzate. And play is stopped.
Yeah, he commits the foul. He had the arms out. Set pieces have been very low on the checklist for Tata Martino in preseason at this stage. See the second group getting ready. We'd expect to see a lot of changes at halftime. Probably for both teams. Curious these last 17 minutes or so of the first half, where we start to see the effects of, for Atlanta, first game action in preseason, for Lexington, second.
That's Jacob earning a foul.
Jacob dropping into that pocket to the right again.
And Mahai gives it to him.
It gives you one extra piece when you're building up. Hoyos has stayed back so far in the build-up. Jacob shifts to the right. Muyumba and Alzate can drop in, and you have 5 to build up with.
Marone plays out of a phone booth, and now we'll try to chase this down with support from Moranchuk. Moranchuk stepping up here. Here comes Alzate now to step up. Brennan comes in.
I like to see Moranchuk lead that press and ask for more support from his players behind him, and they oblige.
Nice job, though, by Lexington to break out of it and feed a Datakun on the left flank. Out of a tackle by Hernandez.
I think Hernandez was able to poke it away. That's a good play from Ronald Hernandez.
Malloy, that shot blocked off the back of Jacob. And that is mishit towards the back post by Epps. Or bigger part by Green for goal kick to Atlanta United.
Atlanta United will head out to Texas next weekend and play 3 matches in that last week of preseason before getting into match week 1.
They'll play Houston Dynamo in their home park, Shell Energy Stadium. Then they'll play New York Red Bulls and FC Dallas in Frisco.
3 good tests as you continue to build. This is step 1 in that 4-game preseason. I think we've seen a lot of the principles of play. We've seen this team want to build up with the ball. We've seen this team press aggressively to win the ball back. We're seeing some variations in that 3-man build-up in the shape. That time it was Jacob in the middle.
That was a great flick by Almiron. The attack continues. Moranchuk up to Almiron, and he scores. Really nicely worked team goal for Atlanta United, and they have the 2-0 lead in the 32nd minute.
One of the first things Tata Martino talked about in preseason was how he believes Alexi Moranchuk and Miguel Almiron are perfectly complementary of each other as players. You see the combination here with Moranchuk so quick with the release on the pass as Miguel Almiron continues his run through. The finish from the Paraguayan beats Simle. Good work by Atlanta United to get forward quickly. They will want to control possession, but when the opportunity presents itself to go, get vertical, get quick. Verticalidad is a big part of what Tata Martino wants to see. You saw how fast they went from back to front that time.
Encouraging signs here in this preseason friendly. 2-0 Atlanta United with goals by Moranchuk and by Miguel Almiron. It's fed by Firmino out to Adedakun, who plays the long diagonal. Well read, Pedro Amador.
Just had to volley that ball away. It was a tough one to find coming out of the sky. He did.
Luke Brennan playing it backwards to Barakal.
Solid build-up. So you can find somebody forward here.
Dangerous here with Hoyos off his line, but read the angle nicely.
Yeah, that's really good from Hoyos because he doesn't have to overcommit. He doesn't have to dive in, put himself at risk of a possible penalty, but he takes away that first option. Put his hand up there. That was the ball from Hoyos that came up short and gave Lexington that opportunity to get forward fast. But then Hoyos fixes the error. Nice little dummy there from Muyumba.
Hernandez gets on it now. Played to him by Mahai. Now Hernandez playing down the touchline to Moranchuk, who loses it.
It's good pressure from Lexington. Made it difficult for Atlanta to get to the middle third that time. They did. Unable to continue past that. And then good pressure from Atlanta to force Lexington to just concede possession.
Now you wonder how heavy the legs start to feel in the final 10 minutes of this half.
These guys are feeling it right now because you can train and you can run and you can do all the fitness work. Match intensity is a whole different thing.
Alexei Moranchuk trying to play that over towards Brennan. There is Alzate. Given back to him by Almiron. Alzate, Jacob, Mahai, Barakal. Good ball by Mahai to Hernandez. And Moyamba gets that out to Jacob on the touchline. Moyamba sending it up to Hernandez. And that is out off of Lexington for an Atlanta throw. A drive here for Pedro Amador. Almiron overlapping. He goes to Almiron, who scores again. 2 goals in the first half for Miguel Almiron, and it's 3-0 to Atlanta United.
Almiron coming inside from the right flank. The spacing has been really good in the attacking third from Atlanta United. He makes the run around the back of Ordonez, who couldn't find him. Watch Almiron get around the back of Ordonez. Green unable to come to that space because of Brennan's placement. And it's a good finish from Miguel Almiron. Nice patience from Pedro Amador to hold that and let the run materialize.
I have to think the 17s that are watching this have to be very, very optimistic based on what they are seeing in the first half today. Remember, this was an Atlanta United side. Last year in the preseason, they lost to Chattanooga to open their preseason. So,
Mike, we talked about preseason results.
However, when they're going in the good way, as they are right now, I think it's a little more relevant, we hope. Well handled there by Mahai. That was a threatening ball played in. Malloy. Lexington, heavy challenge of the foul drawn by Luke Brennan against Blaine Ferry.
Blaine Ferry just a little bit late to get to that. Yeah, got the shoulder into the back of Brennan.
Fortunately, Luke is okay. Look, here is the bigger, I think, more relevant piece of news to come out of a preseason friendly like this. We're happy to see the goals coming. We're happy to see Atlanta United looking very threatening on counters. Above all else, you do not want to get anyone hurt in a preseason friendly.
Yeah.
I remember the trip down to Mexico, I think it was in 2021, where Atlanta United lost Jay Fortune in a second half of a final preseason friendly as Atlanta United was basically packing the bags and getting on the plane.
It's been an organized performance from Atlanta United, and that's a really good thing to see at this stage where fitness has been the priority. The game model, the philosophy has been something that you've talked about, you've worked on in elements. You haven't tested it against an opponent until today. Test is coming out pretty good. That pass gets through three players.
Data Kuhn. A cross cut over by Mahai and stays in play. Now to the penalty spot, and that deflects just wide and out for goal kick.
Firmino, so dangerous in the air. Always lurking around and makes those late runs into the final third, into dangerous spots. Unable to place that header inside the post. Cobb passes forward out of the goal kick. Trying to draw Lexington forward a bit to create the space to attack into. Great switch.
Yeah, really nice ball by Mahai to Amador. Tristan Moyemba.
When you can go from one side to the other like that, it opens up gaps. Going side to side, if it's with purpose, can be really valuable this season for Atlanta United if they can stretch opponents.
It's cut forward to Moranchuk, who combines with Almiron.
Good work by Adedekun, dropping back to regain possession for Lexington.
And Zemla out of traffic. That is picked off by Hernandez. Bounces to Miguel Almiron. Alzate. Almiron. And to the back post, it is punched in by Alexei Moranchuk. Atlanta United with 4 goals in the first half.
How about Alexei Moranchuk playing the 9 today and not really playing it too much like a false 9, to be perfectly honest. He's in the positions you would expect to see a 9 in on a play like that, on his first goal. He makes the run from the right side to the back post, gets into the 6. It's a great ball from Amador. It's good build-up again. Alzate, Almiron involved. But watch Moranchuk just drift into that space on the back post. looking like a classic number 9, Alexei Miranchuk, with 2 goals here in the first half.
Yeah, first half brace for Almiron, a first half brace for Miranchuk, and it is 4-0 to Atlanta United. Danger here, and I think Hernandez got just enough of a piece of that. Staying in play here for Brennan.
It's good work by Brennan to get something out of it. He was trapped between Ferry and Epps.
Did Hoyos intentionally spin that to stay in play?
No, he missed it.
Wow, that
I can't give him credit
like
for that one.
Lionel Messi with that, but no.
I think he mishit that one.
But it worked out.
I think he's got a little bit of the wind as well, dealing with some of the balls out of the back for Atlanta United. We'll see if that shifts in the second half. Good Trivella pass from Hernandez to better call, and Atlanta back to the left.
Brennan. Jacob. Gotten to see a lot of Jacob here in the first half, which has been great for us.
Really like his story, really like his game. Player who came through at Newell's Old Boys after spending a little bit of time in the youth system at Atletico Rafaela in Argentina. And one of the things that jumped out to me as I was getting to know his game was just his relentlessness. And when he broke through at Newell's, he got the opportunity to play in that defensive midfield spot after coming up as a right back. Took to it really, really well. Had a great performance against Boca Juniors last spring. The rise for him has been really fast. He really broke through at Newell's in their Apertura in the first half of 2025, earned the move to Mexico with Necaxa in the Mexican Apertura the second half of 2025, and it's just been a straight shot for him as he continues to develop. He's looked very comfortable with this Atlanta United group today. His manager at Newell's just described him as somebody who is constantly listening and takes on all of the different instructions. That's why he can do the things like you're seeing there. He drifts all the way over to the right where a right back would be. He's played as a 6. He's looked like a center back. He's looked like a right back. Tomas Jacob, a really good first half for Atlanta United.
A good first half for Jacob. 2 first-half goals for Alexei Miranchuk. 2 first-half goals for Miguel Almiron. Pedro Amador with an assist. Atlanta United with the 4-0 lead on Lexington at halftime.
Welcome to Atlanta. That Atlanta. Feel that? That's the heartbeat of the South. Football lives here. It all starts at home on March 7th. Big moments await. Listen up, Atlanta. This is the Canopy. the perfect starter season ticket. Discounted seats, the best energy for the 17s who show out every match. That's only $560 for 17 matches. Claim your spot in the canopy, right where you belong, before space runs out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Emory Healthcare Studio. That's Brad Guzan. I'm Joe Freihofer, and what has been a flying start for the Five Stripes so far in 2026. 4-0 finish for it, Brad. We saw 2 goals each from 2 of the DPs, Miguel Almiron and Alexi Miranchuk, combining quite well, all helped along by that directness of Luke Brennan taking people on and setting up plays.
Fantastic first half. I don't think it could have went any better in terms of Atlanta United's perspective. 2 goals for Miguel, 2 for Alexi, a clean sheet in the back. But listen, if we're going to be ultra critical, of course, there'll be things to look at to get better in moving forward. But listen, flying start, just what we want to see.
Absolutely. So a whole lot more in this. Of course, we've got halftime right now, and then we'll come back for a fresh 45 with a brand new lineup for the Five Stripes as well. So, of course, we've got Jaden Hibbert coming back there, Dom Chung-Kui at the left back position, Toto Majub, Stian Gregerson, and Adrian Gil is going to be there in that right back position. Midfield, Will Riley, Aiden Torres, and Cooper Sanchez. And then a guy that I've got my eye on, Brad, for the season, it's Santi Pita. He's got so much flair. He'll be coming off of the left, the Venezuelan international, with Cayman Togashi there in the middle, and then Enzo Dovlo, the new super draft pick. That'll be rounding out that 11 for the second half. What are the strong points, Brad, for this group to build on in the second 45?
Yeah, I think we talked about it early on. It's about the principles from Tata and the coaching staff into this next group of players to be able to go out, keep up the same intensity as the first half that the group in the first half carried out there, and express yourself. Be on the front foot, have that intensity we talked about from preseason, and go out and score some more goals.
When we come back, 17s, we're going to hear from Jay Fortune, midfielder for Atlanta United, who got sturdy with it a couple of times last season as well. He's going to join myself and Brad Guzan to unpack what his recovery journey's been like and preview the 2026 season. So all that and more when we come back here live from Emory Healthcare Studio.
Welcome to Atlanta. Yeah, that Atlanta. Home of Atlanta United. You feel that? That's the heartbeat of the South. Football lives here. And it all starts at home on March 7th. Big moments await.
The talent on the pitch is second to none.
What a shot! My goodness, Tapinia!
Families, this one's for you. Get discounted youth season tickets with every adult ticket with a 5-stripe family plan. Make match day your family tradition. Bring the next generation of 17s into the fun. Grab up to 2 youth tickets per adult. So now you can get affordable seats for the whole crew. Bring your 17s. Build the memories.
Welcome back in 17s here live from Emory Healthcare Studio. I'm your host, Joe Freihofer, alongside Brad Guzan, and joining us now in the flesh, not just in sketchbook form like we saw in Jaden Hibbert's IG post, U17. You can go check that out later. We've got Jay Fortune with us here. Jay, thank you so much for your time, for joining us here. I wanted to talk to you about your recovery process. You have developed so fast over the years. We were talking about it during media days. Season 4, is it for you now? It's flown by. Has this injury given you any perspective about how far you've come in such little time?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. Really glad to be here with Brad and you, Joe, so thanks for having me. But yeah, year 4, it's kind of, didn't think I'd be saying it so early, but I'm happy about it. One thing that I'll say is this injury showed me how much I love the game and love doing what I do. The support from the fans, from teammates, coaches, family, everything has been amazing, and it just lets me know I can't take stuff like this for granted, and I really appreciate being with a great group of guys and a great fan base of 17s that we have. It's just amazing.
Well, Jay, I know they appreciate you, and so listen. Next time you come, show us your personality. Smile, you know what I mean? Like loosen up a little bit. Now, obviously, you're hopefully just not too far away from your rejoining the group, being back out on there on the pitch where we all want you to be. What have you been able to take from afar, right? Watching Tots on his staff send their messages to the players. What's been one thing that you've been able to take from them? Maybe you've not been involved as much as maybe we'd like at this point, but what have you been able to take from them to make sure that when you get back in, that you're ready to go?
Yeah, all you can do in these moments is pay attention in video and try and be as engaged in the sessions as possible. Sometimes you're training on the side, but you're always looking to see what they're doing because that's where you want to be. But one thing I'll say is, he wants to be on the front foot. He wants to be aggressive, both in and out of possession. And for me, I'm somebody who enjoys pressing, enjoys getting the ball back as quick as possible. It's a little different not hearing him scream my name from behind me now. Thankfully, some might say. But.
Come on now. See, that's it. This is what the people want. They want that smile. Come on, Jay.
Nah, but it seems like it's been great so far. The guys are always coming into the locker room talking about the sessions, and me watching from a distance, I'm eager to get back and get back involved in those sessions because I think the way he wants to play helps me a little bit too, to be myself and express myself, and just ready to get back on the field, start training.
Love it.
Jay, we saw some of you and the guys playing a bit of Password during preseason, so those episodes should hopefully be coming out very soon across all of Atlanta United channels. Can you give us a sneak peek? Are there any early unexpected bromances within the squad, some green chemistry links within the team that you can let the 17s know about at home?
There's a few. Obviously, you've got the older guys, the younger guys. That's always a thing. But one thing I'll say is everybody is willing to mix with each other. When you got guys like Luca and Tomas, their English isn't great, our Spanish isn't great. So I think we'll all be great charades players by the time the year is done. Finding ways to talk to each other using hands and, one or two words you might know, and it helps me get my Spanish better. But Tomas and Luca is the big one. They've seemed to be great. Us younger guys, some might say, the homegrowns, Luke, Matt, Will, Jaden, myself, we always getting along. And Miggy and Ronnie is another big one. So you guys might have seen those already, but just in case you didn't, those are a few.
Studio debut for Jay Fortune. 17s, give it up for this guy at home. Thank you so much for dropping by. We've got a second 45 coming up right around the turn. Stay with us here from Emory Healthcare Studio.
All right, back in the commentary box. Second half will begin in a moment. Atlanta United leading Lexington 4-0. 2 first-half goals for Alexei Moranchuk, 2 first-half goals for Miguel Almiron. Miggy also had an assist. Pedro Amador had an assist. Now we will get to see this second group of players. You see Dom Chan Kui and Cooper Sanchez and Cayman Togashi and a couple others warming up. Let's reflect, though, for a moment, Jason, on what we saw in the first half with the, we'll call it the starting group for Atlanta United today. And we should point out again that players like Emmanuel Saba are unavailable today. But you have to feel really, really good at the interplay. And quite frankly, I was surprised, for this being the first preseason friendly, just how much chemistry seems to exist at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's the key. And you look at the elements, especially in the attacking third. You got Pedro Amador and Ronald Hernandez involved. Your fullbacks were involved in attacks. Alexei Moranchuk playing as a 9 today. I know a lot of times we just call a 9 somebody who's playing that position who doesn't normally play it as a false 9. Alexei played it as a 9, and it helped create space for Miguel Almiron. I thought coming in that you might see Alexei drop a little bit more and Almiron would then make the runs into that space. It was very interchangeable between the two. Alexei on the back post there after 2 Miguel Almiron goals. Really nice interplay between the two of them in terms of spacing and then getting the fullbacks high up the field. Such a key element for Atlanta United in that first 45.
So there you see Will Riley. He will be among those playing in this second 45-minute period for Atlanta United. We're playing two 45-minute halves today. Lexington is also completely changing out their lineup. And, in fact, we'll have two new goalkeepers here in the second half. Jaden Hibbert will be between the sticks for Atlanta United, while Logan Ketterer, an MLS veteran with Columbus, Portland, and Montreal, will be between the sticks for Lexington. As you see, young Jaden Hibbert, who made 8 appearances last year for the first team, 2 clean sheets, saved at 70%, and really did a nice job in the back half of the season, not only keeping goal, but also as an organizer and a distributor. I was really impressed with the 21-year-old.
Yeah, I think his development has been pretty rapid, as we've seen. I think it was the organization and maybe learning a little bit of patience. That was a very important part of Jaden Hibbert's development. Just looking at the group, it's a little different than maybe we thought, as Better Call will stay on with Stian Gregerson at center back, Matt Edwards on the right side, Dom Chong Kui on the left. 3-man midfield, Adrian Gill, the new signing from La Masia and Barcelona's academy. He's in the midfield with Cooper Sanchez and Will Riley. Santiago Pita is on the left side, the new homegrown signing. Had a great second half of the season for Atlanta United, too. Cayman Togashi is your 9, and Enzo Dovolo, the draft pick from UNC Greensboro, on the right side, developed in the academy at Strasbourg in his native France.
Cayman waiting for the whistle, and the second half underway. And that is an early touch for Adrian Gill. Really eager to see Gill signed this week. Came out of the Barca Academy. He's an American from Denver, Colorado, 20 years old.
Yeah, check out the story that I had on his upbringing, going to Spain at a very young age, 9 years old, going over and joining a club, Cornelia, in Barcelona, and then joining La Masia at a very young age, was named to La Masia's best 11 of his first full campaign there. He's a couple years removed from a knee injury, and it's a big opportunity for him. I think on the ball, no problems at all at this level. It'll be the physicality and how he manages that that'll determine his future. You see him dropping between the two center backs, completely comfortable in those spaces.
As Jason told you, Juan Baracol is still in the match. This is Stian Gregerson giving it back to Baracol. Dom Chong Kui over there on the left side. Matt Edwards closest to the camera as Stian hands it off to Edwards. Dovlo dispossessed.
Little back heel from Dovolo, though. I like the idea. Just not quite on the same page with Santi Pita.
Coming back from an offside position is a Lexington player, so it will be a free kick to Atlanta United. Lexington is playing with a couple trialists here in the second half that they have told us to not identify. That won't be too difficult for me because it is very, very difficult to see their numbers anyway.
Lexington fans, bear with us. Latif Blessing and Malik Henry Scott up top for Lexington.
Playing over the top here for Togashi. Can't quite get on the end of it.
Xavier Zengay and Marcus Muir are your two center backs for Lexington. Muir from the University of Kentucky.
Dovlo out of UNC Greensboro, first round pick for Atlanta United. Attack continues. Over in the far corner, that stays in, and a foul is drawn by Dom Chong Kui.
That's great work by Chong Kui. Gets forward, doesn't keep possession, but he wins the ball back. The little fake jumping up to block the potential clearance. And then he gets in between the Lexington player, and it's Jacob Green, who has stayed in for the second half. Chong Kui just gets between him and the ball, draws the contact, draws the foul.
Good set piece opportunity coming up here for Atlanta United.
I believe it's Pita on that left foot.
Going to the near post and cleared. Gill dropping it back to Matt Edwards. Will Riley wearing the captain's armband in the second half for Atlanta United.
You have two wingers in this Atlanta United group in the second 45 who love a 1v1 in Enzo Dovolo and Santiago Pita. Both very crafty attacking players.
Oh, good flick by Edwards to Dovolo. The back heel to Edwards. Edwards putting the cross in. Lexington does not concede the corner. Gill intercepts, though.
Ooh, little back heel from Gill as well.
Boy, the kids really looking impressive here. Dovolo now as Atlanta United's attack continues.
The back heel party in the first 4 minutes of the second half. 3 of them already.
Barakal. Shankui. It's driven over to Dovolo. Good pop by Edwards to get that back to Gill.
We caught up with Edwards remotely from training camp down in Florida, and you heard it on Atlanta Soccer tonight. I asked him how he wanted to describe the identity of this team. So he said nasty. I just love that word choice.
Edwards. Pita with the fake and the nudge to take him off the ball.
Alfredo Medense getting back to win that for Lexington.
50-50 ball rolls to Togashi. Dovolo. Enzo Dovolo's shot is blocked. Gill. Pinta. And play on. Right on the edge of the 18, and now the foul on Shankui.
Pita and Green battling over on that opposite side. Just like I said about Gill, I think for Pita, the next step is the physicality at the next level. Both of them have the technical ability, no question about that.
Matt Edwards, 20 appearances and 14 starts for the first team last year. Played 1,200 minutes and had 2 assists.
Bad luck with injuries towards the end of last season for Edwards. Really focused on his preparation for preseason.
Ooh, Gill.
Just smooth on the ball.
Gill on it again. One of the benefits of this preseason friendly to this point, a lot of the new faces for Atlanta United have had a lot of time on the ball, so we've gotten to get acquainted with them very, very quickly. It'll be a throw to Lexington.
When you're Adrian Gill and you come up through an academy that has developed midfielders like Sergio Busquets and Xavi and Andres Iniesta, yeah, some of that rubs off on you a little bit.
Dovolo applying the pressure. Gill all the way deep in the play there as well.
It's a good read from Gill to step up there, and he had cover with Riley and Sanchez behind him.
It really took 7 minutes here in the second half for Lexington to gain some possession, but they finally got it now. Atlanta United, 2 goals by Miguel Almiron and 2 goals by Alexei Moranchuk in the first half.
Lexington really need that veteran leadership of a player like Latif Blessing, just getting on the ball, kind of calming everything down.
Well-traveled Latif Blessing has played for LAFC and SKC, Houston, New England, and then joined Lexington last August. Played 5 matches for them, started in 3.
It shows you the ambition of Lexington SC, though, with the money they spent in the offseason, bringing in guys like Blessing with his pedigree.
Chance here for Lexington with the flag down. Hibbert doing well to cut down the angle and force goal kick.
We'll see how long Better Call can go here in the second 45. Another look at this sequence. Malik Henry Scott just kept on, I think, by Chong Kui on that far side.
Well, good work by Pita to get that back to Chong Kui, who does not draw a foul. Atlanta United wearing the light-colored training tops, the light gray. Lexington obviously wearing the dark colors. Jason told you earlier, Lexington has already played a preseason friendly. Atlanta United, this is the first of 4. They'll play Houston, New York Red Bulls, and FC Dallas in Texas. Double a little unlucky there.
Yeah. Trying to knock it off of Tariq Scott, ended up going off of his own teammate.
And here is a steal and a chance. Good read by Ketterer. And we've got a foul on Atlanta United.
Yeah, Ketterer had to come for that one as Cooper Sanchez had read it well. And then brave goalkeeping from Logan Ketterer, but he got caught a little bit by Cooper Sanchez.
And certainly not what Lexington nor their supporters want to see. Logan Ketterer, who started 16 matches for them last year, suffering an injury. Here's the chance by Sanchez.
Sanchez forced the turnover.
I'm not exactly sure what Cooper did wrong there.
No, I don't think Cooper did anything wrong. I don't think that's the issue. I think it might have been the way the right leg got caught up underneath him a bit. Could have caught him coming through. It was a little hard to tell from the replay, but this looks like more than a contact issue.
Yeah, obviously some concern about the right knee area to Logan Ketterer. Brooks Thompson is the third goalkeeper for Lexington. Just hope Ketterer is okay, though. You don't want this to happen in a preseason friendly as we get another look at it.
Not sure if Cooper caught him as he was coming through. Ketterer sliding out for it. It looked like the right leg maybe got stuck underneath him a bit.
No, I don't like this at all. This is really unfortunate.
Yeah, Cooper Sanchez with good pressure there to force the turnover. Ketterer did the right thing to come for it and make the play.
We'll be back in a moment. All right, back here in Marietta. So Logan Ketterer departs the match with an injury, and we just hope he's okay. Jaden Hibbert stays loose for Atlanta United, so Lexington's going to have to make a goalkeeper change here. And as I told you, Brooks Thompson, the 23-year-old, is their third goalkeeper. So I hope that Logan Ketterer is okay, as Thompson, who played for second teams in Philadelphia and Kansas City, will now be between the sticks for, I'd imagine, the remainder of this match for Lexington. All the scoring in the first half. Togassi and Cooper Sanchez applying the pressure here. Lexington is playing with Trialis on either flank. And that is deflected away by Sanchez. And now Will Riley kind of repelled at the top of the 18, but Gill works to win it back for Atlanta United. Brad Guzan apparently has made it outside to watch the second half.
Got to get an up-close view.
Well, you're going to get a really up-close view right now as Matt Edwards earns a throw for Atlanta United. Well done. Out of all of that, Dom Chan-Kui in possession for Atlanta United, but not on the same page with Togassi. A little shaky clearance by Thompson, who I think understandably came in on short notice.
Malloy trying to help Lexington get out of a jam here.
Better this time by Thompson. Unfortunately for him, though, it bounces right to Stian Gregerson.
You hate to see an injury like that in a preseason match, and I think it's affected kind of both teams a little bit, as maybe a little more tentative now at this point.
Understandably so.
100%.
This is played over the top for Togassi, but it curls just away. I remember, Jason, we had a preseason friendly, I think it was in Birmingham in 2020. And if I remember correctly, I think it was George Bello who had a really nasty fall and actually had to be taken out of the stadium in an ambulance and taken to hospital. And you're right, it just everything deflated. Everything totally changed after that injury. You do see Ketterer over on the far touchline being attended to, so we just keep our fingers crossed as Matt Edwards is called for the foul. We keep our fingers crossed that that was not as bad as it looked for Ketterer. Latif Blessing drawing the foul, by the way.
We're in the 62nd minute as the clock is being adjusted. Two goals from Alexi Moranchuk, 2 goals from Miguel Almiron. But Lexington with an opportunity here from a set piece.
Good read by Chan-Kui.
Now we have seen that change. Toto Majub into the match for Juan Better Call. What about 60 Better Call?
AR says that went out. Toto Majub played for ATL UTD2 last year.
Really came into his own the second half of the year when the team made a big run for a playoff spot that they lost out in a shootout on the final day in Chattanooga, getting into the postseason. Majub was a big part of that resurgence under Jose Silva. A young Ugandan center back who can play out wide. He can play inside the midfield as well. His development came very quickly last year as he started to look like a seasoned pro after just a handful of matches. Right into the 64th minute.
Over the top for Togashi again. That is Xavier Zenge. And dug away by Gill. Will Riley now for Atlanta United. Pita rolling it back to Chan Kui, and Cooper Sanchez is a big part of that sequence as well.
A lot of youth national team caps in this group with Cooper Sanchez and Adrian Gill and Santiago Pita. Dom Chan Kui.
Edwards drawing the foul. Toto Majub. Chan Kui.
That left side with Majub, with Chan Kui, with Pita. A lot of experience playing together. Cooper Sanchez as well.
Dovlo. Finding Chan Kui over there on the left side. Tough play, very tough play for Pita, and play is stopped. Tough play, but that almost turned into something.
Pita's magic on the ball. He's just magic. He almost makes something out of absolutely nothing in this sequence. Chan Kui chops it back. Pita mishits the first one and is able to get to it. I think he gets called for the high boot. I don't know if Zenge really had any time to react to it at all.
Good work, Dovlo. Creating a scoring chance. Didn't quite get there to Pita, though. Really working now for Atlanta United as Chan Kui goes to ground. Play on.
Yeah, lost his footing as he tried to cut. It was a good read from Chan Kui to intercept initially.
No scoring by this second group, but I would argue this second group has really dominated here, especially in terms of possession.
Yeah, good control of the match as we're going into the 67th minute here in Marietta.
Work to do here for Stian Gregerson, and he makes the good read. Dovlo. Togashi back to Dovlo. Good-looking counter here for Atlanta United. Gill. Togashi. Pita. Back in the middle. Cooper Sanchez can't settle it. Gill trying to win it back. I think he got a piece of this. Good tackle, Toto Majub, to force the throw.
The better play that Toto Majub had in that sequence was trying to commit the foul. It ended up becoming advantage, so it wasn't called, but it was a smart play from Majub, just like we talked about in the first half. You get numbers forward, you get the fullbacks forward, you're exposed to the counter. You can't let the counter happen. If it means taking a foul, if it means taking a yellow card, you have to make that decision quickly. Toto Majub did there and ultimately helps win the ball back.
Edwards playing long. Thompson way off his line to restart it for Lexington.
I think seeing that foul in transition, the intelligent foul, it goes back to what Matt Edwards said to us in preseason when they were in Miami about being nasty. It wasn't being reckless. It wasn't being, overly aggressive or dirty. It was about being physical when they needed to be. It was about being tough to play through.
That was a really nice back heel to create an opportunity for Lexington. They'll get a throw.
I don't know if I've ever seen more back heels in a half than I've seen in the second half today.
Would agree with you. Gill takes it away. However, handball. I like Gill. I like what I'm seeing so far. Very active.
Yeah, you just want to see Gill get time consistently on the field. He was so close to a breakthrough with Barcelona. Had started training with the first team before his injury. He was part of the UEFA Youth League side that won a trophy. Just such a strong player. Strong player, had an injury happen at a bad time, and now he's trying to build on that education at Barcelona here in Atlanta. Heading into the 70th minute in this.
Easy work for Hibbert. Jaden had a couple really strong games at the end of last season. The match in Toronto, which was one of the first, if not the first, where he was between the sticks for Atlanta United, played very solidly. A little more possession here for Lexington. Toto Majub in some trouble here on this one as they duel to the end line. Corner.
Thought that was either going to be a foul or a goal kick. Went for the third option with the corner.
Play towards the penalty spot. Good catch by Hibbert. Quick distribution out to Dovlo. Can Atlanta United get something going here? Over the top, a good ball for Pinta. Pinta with Thompson off his line. Goal kick, I believe, is the call.
Yeah, I think Pinta was trying to find something in that. Good ball from Dovlo to switch the point of attack. Pinta with just a heavy touch. I don't think Thompson got him there. Pinta asked the question. The referee disagreed.
Certainly gave the referee something to think about.
Yeah, definitely. That QR code is back on the lower right of the screen. A special ticket offer for y'all watching. The home opener coming up in early March. Season 10 of Atlanta United, almost ready.
Hard to believe. Time flies when you're having fun. Dovlo flying here after it. Good job, though, by Lexington to play out of that. Pinta and Riley also involved. Gill stepping up now.
'72nd minute here in Marietta.
That was good work by Edwards to shield his man, and then Gregerson plays it back to Jaden Hibbert.
Yeah, it's the little things. And you saw the reaction from Matt Edwards. That was another thing he said in our interview, was celebrating every action. That kind of stuff is contagious. And that kind of stuff, then you start to see that emotional lift across the team. Something we talked about at times last year. You wanted to see a little bit more of that. Matt Edwards has said that is a big focal point for him in this group. Celebrate every action.
That's another good action. And earning a throw in the process.
Just good to see Edwards back on the field after that injury that kept him out at the end of last season. His development has been pretty steady as a right back, a center back. Was very versatile, played on the left at times last season as well.
Coming down on 15 minutes to play in this Preseason opener for Atlanta United. All the scoring in the first half. 2 goals by Miguel Almiron and 2 goals by Alexei Moranchuk.
Good control with this second group for Atlanta United, but you want to see it now. Find those spaces getting forward.
And Gill is going to go over the top for Togashi.
Really well read by Mawir.
We're out of the University of Kentucky.
Rookie center back, looking like a seasoned vet with that play. Nice work from Latif Blessing.
Now they play the long diagonal that will float out.
Just like we talked about on the Atlanta United side with this result, you're going to be very happy about the result. I think you're going to be happier with the performance today. I think Lexington, the result doesn't truly reflect where they are so far in this preseason. Aiden Torres, I believe, checking in here.
As Matt Edwards comes off. But to your point, again, I think maybe most pleased that the chemistry seems to be there, that the interplay for a team that's only been training together for a couple weeks, obviously the work they put in down in Florida was very, very effective.
Yeah, I'm not hung up on the effectiveness at times on the ball. It is that chemistry and it's that understanding. That's a good ball from Aiden Torres playing right back. It's that understanding of what the group wants to do as you get a look at Aiden Torres. Another one of those versatile players. I feel like that's something that just for whatever reason today has come up a lot. Aiden Torres has played in the holding midfield, but we've seen him at fullback for Atlanta United too. You have to have players at this point like a Tomas Jacob, like a Matt Edwards, like an Aiden Torres that can play a number of different roles for you as needed, like Alexei Moranchuk playing as the 9 today.
Good pressure here by Atlanta United.
Gregerson stepping up to win that.
So to Majub now.
Gill and Majub fit into that versatile profile as well, can fill a number of different roles. Gill primarily a central midfielder, but he's played as a fullback as well.
And Will Riley will feed Aiden Torres. Dovlo. Dovlo's been doing some good work on the right flank. Dovlo putting the cross in. That's out of reach for Togashi. Chankwi, though. Chankwi dribbling through 2. Can't get through the 3rd.
Good tackle on the 3rd one there.
Foul drawn by Gill. Another sub here coming for Lexington as we're past the 75th minute in this one. 4-0 Atlanta United. Moranchuk opening the scoring, followed by 2 by Almiron, and then a tap and goal by Moranchuk late in the first half. That's all the scoring.
Gill wearing the number 16 for Atlanta.
No shots on target for Lexington today. Long diagonal by Majub, connecting with Dovlo. It's a really good ball by Toto Majub.
Majub's got a great left foot. 78th minute here in Marietta now.
The overlap by Gill, and Dovlo finds him. Work back to Will Riley. Chankwi. Pita. In traffic. Lexington deals with the threat. Riley tried to win that back. And Stian Gregerson covering a lot of real estate to stop that breakaway.
That's the Stian Gregerson that we have seen at times for Atlanta United. Incredible pace, covers so much ground. Lexington had gotten in behind, and Gregerson is able to run it down like it was nothing. Just want him to stay healthy. Good competition at center back with this group, with Mihai, with Bettercall, with Gregerson. Majub with the second team, not far off of that group either.
A little bit over hit there for Chan Kui. So in the final 10 minutes now, Lexington will look to get something on the board to take back to Kentucky with them. The second group for Atlanta United has controlled this second half, but has not yet found the scorer.
Yeah, I think field position-wise, they've definitely controlled it a little bit more. It's felt like the game's been in the attacking half for the majority of the second 45. Haven't created quite as many chances. That's the next step, but you're getting into that region of time where the legs are going to feel very heavy for this group right now because you haven't been tested in competition for this long of a period of time so far in 2026.
Dovlo dispossessed, and we'll try to win it back.
80th minute. Dovlo maybe is one of them who is in a different stage of fitness. His season with UNC Greensboro ended in somewhat late November. Little bit of time off before the draft and joining camp. Was really impressive in the SoCon tournament for UNCG.
Tota Majub drawing a foul, maybe out of a little bit of frustration.
Malik Henry Scott. Arms went out on the back of Majub, and he looked like he felt bad about it immediately.
Malik Henry Scott came through the FC Dallas Academy. He played 3 years at the University of Tulsa.
His brother Tariq Scott, former FCD Academy players. They combined on a goal against Orlando last weekend in preseason.
They're both out there together at the moment as Pinta has it and sends it down the middle for Cayman Togashi. But he's offside.
Love the weight of that pass from Pinta. Didn't overhit it. That's the thing that you get with these very technical players like Pinta and Gill. And Gill had one earlier. It was a maybe 10, 15-yard pass in the attacking third, but it was so perfectly weighted to give the receiver of the pass the ability to do whatever they want.
Good defending by Dom Chan Kui. Gill. Cooper Sanchez. Dovlo. Enzo Dovlo. And that is going to be a throw. Good pressure there by Aiden Torres.
Torres unable to turn something inside out of that, but good work from Dovlo again. I think he's shown well. Gill has shown very well in his first appearance for Atlanta United.
Good throw right into Togashi. Good idea on the long throw, but Thompson has it.
82nd minute.
From Tata's perspective, and maybe also the perspective of Elliot Parrish, who's the goalkeeper coach, would you want Jaden and Oyos to get a little bit more work than what they've gotten today?
They'll get plenty of work in training. That's one where they can get plenty of work in training. You'd love some tests, I think, in the trip out to Texas, but you want your team in front of those goalkeepers to feel confident about the way they've prevented chances from materializing. You'd much rather have that in this stage. They'll get their work in training, seeing shots, seeing crosses, dealing with those things. I think Oyos, we saw good communication from him, which is going to be a question mark as he's here for the first time. Hibbert, his communication has improved steadily during his time here in Atlanta. You can take a lot away from those moments rather than just shot stopping on the goalkeeper side.
Good read by Dovlo. Cooper Sanchez now for Atlanta United. Ahead to Dovlo. Sanchez. Aiden Torres. Now the skill there directing traffic. Someone who just joined the team a couple days ago. Gill. Gregerson. That's a little bit of pressure there by Blessing, so it's played back to Hibbert as we're now in the 85th minute.
The movement in front of Gregerson never really materialized because when you're into the 85th minute at this stage, the legs don't want to make a run anymore.
Heavy, heavy legs. I think that was another encouraging aspect of how the first half ended for Atlanta United. They ended on the front foot. Came in Togashi. Well, Riley's been very active. That's a great ball to Enzo Dovlo. Dovlo, well defended. Dovlo trying to win it back. Lexington in control.
Yeah, just ran out of gas there on the good switch from Riley. Good read from Chong-Kui.
Great step by Chong-Kui. And then out of a tackle, Dom Chong-Kui getting the run from Togashi, but he mishits it.
Had Dovlo on the back post, Togashi making the run to the near post. Those final moments in the attacking third have been lacking in the second 45, but the way the match has been played from this group in the second 45, this group's been impressive. It's been the final moments of quality in the attacking third that have been lacking.
Again, it felt like the first group had the lopsided score, but the second group has had more control than the first group.
Yeah,
they just haven't produced a goal.
Yeah, the second group has played the game in the attacking half more, and Lexington's second group as well. You know, you're not at the stage where you're talking about starters and reserves yet, but it's been the final product for Atlanta with this group. There's still time to get something out of this group, getting them a reward and getting them a goal.
Aiden Torres putting it to the back post over the head of Togashi. Chong-Kui saves it.
The work from Chong-Kui today. It's been very active here in the second 45 on both ends, defensively and in the attack.
Good flick to Riley, who can't thread it through to Togashi. Riley, though, trying to win it back and putting it into danger, and Dovlo in the goal mouth can't get on the end of it. Good read by Gregerson. Gill. Togashi. This group is hunting for a goal right now. Pita on it. About 3 minutes to play. Cooper Sanchez. Enzo Dovlo. Dovlo for Togashi. Good save. Brooks Thompson.
Like that ball from Enzo Dovlo. Got his head up, saw the run that came in Togashi was making. Picked him out with the cross. We'll get another look at it here. Togashi went with the first time with the right foot. Nice reaction save from Thompson. It's the awareness, though, from Dovlo. I think the thing that we talk about, and we have in this one with physicality at the next level, the other thing is the mental game. You have to make decisions quicker.
That is a great ball that is just slightly overhit for Dovlo.
If that was in the 58th minute, I think he gets on the end of it. Dovlo's shown well. I've been impressed with him in this match. Dovlo and Gill were the two that we kind of had spot shadowed a little bit coming into the second 45. And I think both have shown well.
This is Gill again, drawing the foul.
So good on the ball, Adrian Gill. It's not flashy on the ball. It's just so quick and solid.
Well, he's 20 years old, and the way that he's been directing things, he feels like a 30-year-old.
Well,
he feels like he's well above his years.
Well, you come through La Masia, that is a graduate school degree in midfielding action, Adrian Gill. And not just with the ball, but the understanding of the game. And his understanding of the game, his education in the game, is very similar to the type of football that Tata Martino wants this team to play. So I think it's easy for him to jump in and point that out like he does right there, pointing out options, reading the game, understanding it. Yeah, he's young, but his upbringing is so advanced in those areas.
Oh, good start to this sequence by Dovlo. Here is Chang Kui. Walked away from Torres, jumping back in as Pita and earning a corner.
Oh, that half volley from Santiago Pita hitting the outside of the left foot. If he'd scored that, that clip would have been making the way on TikTok pretty fast. Look at that hit. Zingue got his leg out to block it. Thompson might have gotten to it.
Maybe the final chance of this match. Chang Kui on the back post. Did he get the handball? No, but he did earn another corner. Seconds to play in what has been a good afternoon for Atlanta United. Sent in by Pita. Good punch by Thompson. That's it. And Atlanta United comes out of their first preseason friendly with a 4-0 victory over Lexington SC.
Really strong performance for the 90 for Atlanta United. Almost two completely different groups. I think there's really good positives from both groups. We'll get a chance to look at the full highlights here in just a moment before we send it back to Joe and Brad. Really, I think, understanding the idea. And that's the hardest thing in terms of a new manager, a new game model, a new philosophy, the idea of how you want to play. We talked about how Adrian Gill kind of slots right into that. He gets it quick. Not every player's had that kind of upbringing, that understanding. I think overall, the understanding of the idea that Tata Martino wants this team to play with today, really impressive from the group. They felt organized. They felt composed. They felt like they had a good idea of where everybody was. Those are the things that sometimes take a lot of time. That felt pretty natural for both groups today for Atlanta United. Let's take a look at the full match highlights. Goals were all in the first half. Lucas Hoyos grabbing that one. Pedro Amador was very involved in the first half, getting into the attacking third. Little cutback. Almiron put it over the bar. Hernandez forcing a big save. Brennan asking the question, and the deflection falls to Alexei Moranchuk. That opened the scoring. Moranchuk playing the 9 today. The second half action from Santiago Pita. Back to the first half. Moranchuk to Almiron. Another good run off the ball from Miguel Almiron. You look at both of his goals today, it's from that kind of movement off the ball. Togashi's big chance in the second half. There's the second goal for Miguel Almiron, and it was the run around the back of the defender. Alzate, Almiron, this is goal number 4. Amador and Alexei Moranchuk on the back post with the finish. Not a bad time for us, Mike. Let's send it down to Joe and Brad back in the studio.
All right, Mike, Jason, thank you so much. Welcome back in Emory Healthcare Studio. Brad Guzan alongside Joe Freihofer. Brad, Jason was touching on it just there. It seems like there's a tactic, there's a style of playing that today, with that 4-0, certainly looks like it's being established.
Yeah, and again, we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. It's game 1 of the preseason, but to be able to see the bonds and the relationships start to form We saw, obviously, through the goals, right, the relationship between Alexi and Miguel we talked on in the pre-match show, but just the understanding of what Tata and his staff are looking for, being able to play out of tight spaces, composed on the ball, control the tempo of the game, and I think we're able to see that.
We saw Sabalob Janidze today, of course, with a knock. He's day-to-day, should be back next week. Up stepped the next man up, Luke Brennan. You said it. He was so direct, fearless in his ability to go alone, and was a big, big creator in that first half.
He was. The relationship between Luke and Pedro on that left side and being able to attack at will on that left side, get forward, get to the end line, cutbacks, crosses into the box, cause the defense and for Lexington, a real problem in terms of being able to handle not only the overlap, but also the through ball, and then ultimately being able to put the ball in the back of the net, and so it was fantastic.
It certainly seems like there's a lot of depth and a lot of positional competition all across the roster. So Luke Brennan, once again, he is our player of the match here against Lexington Sporting Club. Final score, 4 in favor of the Five Stripes, as we take a look once again, some of that dropping of the shoulder, and then a threaded ball right into Alexei Miranchuk. Let's take it now to what's going to be the second leg of preseason, Brad, for these guys. They got a couple of days off, and then Tata Ball gets right back to work, and I can see you just
straight back to work, Joe. Yeah, and listen, we talk about player of the game. Of course, Miguel, Alexei, both 2 goals, right? But again, for us, the ability of Luke to be direct, to get at that defense, to cause them real problems, someone that we want to keep an eye on through the rest of preseason. And as you mentioned, a couple days, they're back to work and off to Texas.
90 minutes done here today. Of course, they've got coming up FC Dallas, Houston Dynamo, New York Red Bulls as well. What strengths from today do you hope to see them string out in some of those matches to come?
Well, I think first and foremost, you hope that everyone comes through this 45-minute period unscathed in terms of health and able to go again in a few days. But then just that understanding in a real situation, in a real match situation, knowing that the opposition has no idea what you're going to do, right? In training, sometimes the 11 that you're going against and you're trying to work through tactics, it's not always that real sense of a real game. And so something like today is great to be able to go back, look at the video and say, right, this is where we need to improve just a bit more. This was really successful. We need to continue doing that.
As class as it comes for a studio debut for Five Stripes legend Brad Guzan. Brad, thrilled to have you with us. Thanks so much for being on the broadcast. And thanks to all you 17s. First 90 minutes done. Atlanta United takes it 4-0 over Lexington Sporting Club. We'll see you in Texas.